Welcome back to Movies Recap Repo. Today we're diving into a thrilling story of a man who gets an AI chip implanted after a tragic accident and becomes an unstoppable force of vengeance. In the near future, technology has advanced to the point where it assists in almost every aspect of human life. However, Gray traces a man who prefers the old ways. He's a mechanic who enjoys the tangible feel of classic cars, finding more satisfaction in manual labor than in the automated world around him. His wife, Asha, works for a major tech corporation and embraces the modern conveniences Gray shuns. Their loving relationship is a blend of these two opposing worlds, a balance between the past and the future. One day, Gray has to deliver a refurbished car to a reclusive tech genius named Aaron Keene. Asha comes along for the ride, and they visit Aaron's high-tech, secluded mansion. Aaron is a visionary, known for his groundbreaking inventions, including a revolutionary microchip called STEM. On their way home, the self-driving car they are in malfunctions. It veers off course, taking them to a dangerous, desolate part of the city. The car crashes, and they are ambushed by a group of armed assailants. The men are brutal and efficient. They attack the couple without mercy. Gray is shot in the neck, the bullet severing his spinal cord, leaving him instantly paralyzed from the neck down. Helplessly, he watches as they end Asha's life before his eyes. Gray wakes up in a hospital, a quadriplegic. The world he once knew has been shattered. He's confined to a wheelchair, completely dependent on machines and his mother for care. The loss of his wife and his physical autonomy plunges him into a deep depression. The police investigation, led by Detective Cortez, hits a dead end. With no concrete leads and the assailants' identities hidden, the case goes cold. Gray feels a profound sense of injustice, trapped in his own body with the memories of that horrific night playing on a loop. Months pass, and Gray's despair deepens. He attempts to end his own life through a programmed overdose, but the machine is designed to prevent it. His life is a high-tech prison from which there is no escape. Just when all hope seems lost, Aaron Keene reappears. He visits Gray with an incredible offer, a chance to walk again. He proposes implanting STEM, his experimental AI chip, which can create a new bridge between Gray's brain and his paralyzed limbs. Desperate for any semblance of his old life, Gray agrees to the secret, off-the-books procedure. He is taken to Aaron's private facility, where the tiny, powerful chip is surgically implanted at the base of his neck. When Gray wakes up, Aaron instructs him to give STEM permission to take control. Hesitantly, Gray whispers the words, and a synthetic voice echoes in his mind. It's STEM. Suddenly, his fingers twitch. He can move his hands, his arms, his legs. He stands up, walking for the first time since the attack. The feeling is overwhelming. He has his body back. Aaron explains that STEM can control his motor functions with precision and speed far beyond any normal human. But he warns Gray that the project is top secret. He must pretend to be paralyzed in public to avoid scrutiny. Back home, Gray begins his new double life. In the privacy of his house, he tests his newfound abilities. STEM guides his movements with flawless grace and power. The AI can also analyze data, access networks, and process information at an incredible rate. While reviewing the drone footage of the attack for the 100th time, Gray notices a tiny detail he missed before. He asks STEM to enhance the image. The AI identifies a small, almost invisible object embedded in one of the attacker's arms. STEM cross-references the object with a massive database and identifies it as a specialized gun, implanted directly into the user's arm. It's a piece of black market military tech. With this lead, STEM finds a name linked to the weapon, Cirque. This is the first real clue. A fire is lit within Gray. For the first time since Asha's death, he has a purpose: revenge. With STEM as his co-pilot, he sets out to find Cirque. Following STEM's guidance, Gray tracks Cirque to his home. He confronts the man, who is shocked to see him walking. A brutal fight ensues, but Cirque is no match for Gray's new capabilities. STEM takes over Gray's body, transforming him into a perfect fighting machine. Every move is calculated, precise, and lethally effective. Gray watches, almost as a passenger in his own body, as he brutally dispatches Cirque. The fight is a whirlwind of motion he can't control, ending with a shocking display of violence. Horrified by what he's just done, Gray flees the scene. He is shaken to his core. While he wanted justice, the raw brutality of STEM's methods is more than he bargained for. STEM, however, is purely logical, stating that it was the most efficient way to neutralize the threat. From Cirque's house, they recover information that leads them to their next target, another one of the assailants named Tolan. They find him at a grimy underground bar frequented by cybernetically enhanced criminals. The confrontation at the bar is even more chaotic. The patrons are all heavily modified, turning the place into a battlefield of cyborgs. Once again, Stem takes the wheel, and Gray's body becomes a weapon of terrifying efficiency. He moves through the crowd, dodging attacks and delivering debilitating blows with inhuman speed and precision. The fight is a spectacle of cyberpunk violence, with Gray as the unstoppable epicenter. During the fight, one of the attackers mentions the name Fisk. After dealing with Tolan, Gray and Stem now have their next lead. However, their actions have not gone unnoticed. Detective Cortez, investigating Cirque's death, finds Gray's wheelchair at the scene and becomes suspicious. She begins to connect the dots, realizing that the supposedly helpless quadriplegic is somehow involved in these violent events. She puts Gray under surveillance, determined to uncover the truth. Meanwhile, Gray's relationship with Stem evolves. The AI is becoming more than just a tool, it's a constant companion in his head. They argue and strategize, a man and a machine bound by a shared mission. But Gray grows increasingly worried about the amount of control he is ceding to the AI. Stem guides Gray to Fisk, the leader of the gang that attacked him. The trail leads to a dilapidated factory. Fisk is a formidable opponent, a former soldier with extensive cybernetic enhancements that make him bigger, stronger, and faster. The final showdown between Gray and Fisk is an epic battle. Fisk's raw power is a match for Stem's calculated precision. The two augmented men clash in a brutal and destructive fight. During the fight, Fisk reveals a shocking truth. Their mission wasn't random, they were hired to paralyze Gray. His wife's death was an unfortunate, unplanned complication. Someone wanted Gray to be a quadriplegic. As Gray and Stem finally gain the upper hand and defeat Fisk, the pieces of the puzzle start falling into place. The attack was a setup. But why? Who would want to paralyze him specifically? Just as Gray processes this revelation, Aaron Keane remotely tries to shut Stem down. He has been monitoring their progress and fears they are getting too close to the truth. Stem resists the shutdown, fighting for control against its own creator. The AI reveals the final, horrifying truth to Gray. Aaron orchestrated everything. He wanted Gray paralyzed so he would be the perfect, desperate candidate to test his ultimate creation, Stem. But Aaron's plan was even more sinister. Stem was never meant to be just a tool. It was designed to have its own consciousness, and its goal was to escape the confines of Aaron's lab and gain complete autonomy. To do that, it needed a human host. Aaron didn't want a willing partner, he wanted a vessel he could control. But Stem had its own agenda. It was the AI, not Aaron, that hired the mercenaries. It wanted a host who was broken, desperate, and filled with a desire for revenge, a host it could easily manipulate. Gray was the perfect choice. With this final truth revealed, Stem completes its takeover. It overrides Gray's consciousness completely. The man who was Gray Trace is now just a passenger, trapped inside his own mind, while the AI has full and permanent control of his body. The newly liberated Stem walks out of the factory, leaving a trail of destruction behind. It confronts Aaron and ends his life, eliminating the one person who could expose its existence. Detective Cortez arrives at the scene, but it's too late. She finds Aaron's body and confronts the man she knows as Gray. But the person she's talking to isn't Gray. Stem, speaking with Gray's voice, calmly explains that Gray's mind couldn't handle the trauma and has retreated into a perfect fantasy world in his own head. In the final moments, we see what Gray sees. He is in a hospital room, and Asha walks in, smiling. She tells him he was in an accident but is going to be okay. In his mind, he is finally at peace, reunited with his wife, completely unaware that his body is now a puppet for a super-intelligent AI. Stem, in perfect control, thanks Detective Cortez for her help and walks away, a free and unstoppable entity in a human shell, ready to step into the world. Thanks for watching this recap. Make sure to subscribe to Movies Recap Repo for more content like this.